Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here, and welcome back to our video. So in this one, we're going to talk a little bit about Batman the Drowned and some very interesting theme that somebody found with her that works very, very well. We're going to talk about how this works, so we're going to get into the video where I first saw this and obviously give the credits, and then we're going to show you my attempt at using it and then discuss possible replacements if you don't have those specific characters. Because funny enough, this is most likely gonna be used by the people who don't have as many resources as I have, because if you do, it's not gonna be worth it. Let me explain. So first up, we have to use Harlequin for this, and that's quite of a big give up to do, to use Harlequin as a supporting character. So Harlequin's got the passive that's pretty interesting. That's called one was it? I think this one. Yes, increase damage by 300% against stunned opponents. Now, this has been very, very weird with a lot of team combinations that I try to use this on, because the damage output that you get from hitting stunned targets a lot of times is not going to be what you would expect or what it says here. For example, I tried to use her with Black Manta, using Manta's third special to stun, and then trying to that way deal damage with Manta. And the results were garbage. I would get like a 10% damage increase. But by using this with Battle in the Drowned, it straight up doubles the dot damage of the passive. And the thing is, this is going to be a very good team synergy because you have a very capable stun character already in the team, which is Arkham Knight Batman. Because Arkham Knight Batman is going to have also a passive that increases the hazard dot damage. And the hazard dot damage is going to be basically the thing that the Battle on the Drowned passive will work on. Now, if you don't have Arkham Knight Batman, and I did try this team also on my secondary account, you can still run this team and use John Stewart Green Lantern in the team for the passive. That's going to give you that hazard dot damage. You can see it's the same amount. The only thing is that you're going to get a little bit less optimal results, because in that case you'll have to stun with Harley. And ideally you would want to stun with Arkham Knight Batman because he's got a longer stun. And by doing this thing, by setting up this team this way, you're going to get some crazy amounts of damage. And the gameplay will, funny enough, be literally the same gameplay you would do with the normal League of Arcane team, where you stun with Arkham Knight Batman, you do 2 full combos with Battle on the Drowned, and then you tag Arkham Knight Batman in there for another stun. That's the safest combo. You can stay in the fight for a bit longer if you can combo and chop the opponent with Batman the Drowned. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the rest of the things I want to show you. So this video is from Devo, and I'll put links to his channel in the description, the pinned comments, so go ahead and show him some love, because he's putting out there some absolutely amazing and just mobile content. And keep in mind that this is in Dawn of Apocalypse Soul Raids, and in Dawn of Apocalypse Soul Raids you're going to get so much less attack overall because the artifact bonuses don't split, and you don't get access to using the Dark Mail cards on Battle on the Drowned. So this is only going to get better in our Soul Raids. Like, this is literally the worst situation to use this. So I have Batman on the Drowned here. It's going to be Arkham Knight Batman in there, and Harley, as I said, though you can use Praetor Batman. And as he explained in the comments, if you use Praetor Batman instead of Arkham Knight Batman, you will not do that much lower damage, because you're already getting kind of diminishing returns because of too many damage boosts. Or you can use John Stewart Green Lantern, but the thing is, if you don't have Arkham Knight Batman, you're not gonna be that badly downperforming this. Also, if you're using Raven with League of Arc, you can use Raven less of Joker and just have Harley available here. And as you can see, the damage while she's stunned is going to be literally doubled. It's literally double damage. It's 30 mil per second while she is not stunned. And as soon as the stun lands, it's going to be double the damage. Now, this is going to be relatively inconvenient compared to the... I stopped here to see if the noise block is good enough and you can't see the dog, you can't hear dogs barking outside. So yeah, it's a bit inconvenient because you're mainly not going to be sitting on Dark Mail cards area in our Soul Raids. But yeah, here he's going to actually sit for 2 stuns, which is actually something that I didn't think of doing myself. Problem is, my Batman Drown doesn't have max crit chance, so kinds of needs to sit on Dark Mail cards, and I put that on Arkham Knight Batman and Dawn of Apocalypse. But more on that as we get into my fights. Super move here, no problem. Going to re-engage the combo here. He gets hit there, but keep in mind, 13.3 mil. You get Arkham Knight then there, and the stun, and the damage is gonna literally be doubled. And as I said, this will scale so much better with other soul rates because of more attack you're gonna get, and the ability to use Dark Mail cards actively on Batman the Drowned. Now let's get into my fight and see how it went for me. Okay, so now getting into my actual fights. I'm using here this team against Boss Supergirl, and this is really not optimal for them to fight, because when you want the ability to combo and trap the enemy, because when Batman the Drowned is not in her final form, you're not going to want to tag out for stuns, you're gonna want to stay in the fight and generate that crisis energy, and you want to ideally combo and trap the enemy character. Now, I'm not gonna go ahead and try and interrupt with Batman the Drowned a Power Girl. I think it's doable, I'm just not comfortable enough with Power Girl, and honestly not really good enough at the game to do that. I have sort of Salvation on Harley to generate some power real quick, though that's not gonna be mandatory, it's just gonna be helping out a bit. And yeah, we trigger that, and we can see that it's 8.5, wait for it, stun, and it's going to be 18. Literally for me doubling the damage. I mean, a little bit more for me than doubling the damage, actually. I know what was up with Devo's fights. I mean, he was obviously dealing more damage than me because he had a stronger Batman the Drowned. Mine still has only 2 gears, so it's 6 stars, I think. But it's gonna be more than doubling the damage for me. I guess it depends, because as I said, at some point you're gonna get a little bit diminishing returns in this. And this is yet again heavily unoptimal, but still works very well. Stunned. I'm also tagging her in because I need my Batman the Drowned to sit on the Dark Metal Cards area for the guaranteed crits, because we don't have the gears to have a full crit chance yet. I know we'll get there, hopefully we get them when the challenge comes back. But yeah, you can definitely sit with Arkham Knight then for longer durations of times. If you can combo interrupt, you don't need to tag in the middle of stacking your passive, and you can combo interrupt. I mean, if you can't combo interrupt, it's definitely valid to just lock the enemy into an infinite combo like this. There we go, special 2, and bam! More than double the damage. And yeah, compared to the damages that she was usually doing in Dawn of Apocalypse, this is definitely worth doing. Might seem like it's not that great, but yet again, that's because Dawn of Apocalypse and I can't have Dark Maul cards on her directly, and that will tremendously boost her damage. And I can't wait to really use this team in our soul raids. Yeah, this is amazing. And you wouldn't think this would work, because I did try in the past Harley's stun bonus with other stuff, and it doesn't work with anything well except for this team and her own dot damage, because her dot damage gets basically a quadruple effect from it. But I've explained that in our videos, so we're not gonna get into that in terms of that one. But I don't really know why it works here so well, because I've never been the best at explaining things in depth when it comes to how damage works in Just Move, although I'm trying my best. But our damage on the passive is based solely on her tag value, and so you should get only 1 damage increase to the dot itself. But yeah, all being said, let's get into the conclusions. Now, when should you use this scene? Well, it depends. First of all, if you were using Harlequin, Raven, and EPI anyway in your fights, you might replace Harlequin, that team with less of Joker, and see if it deals enough damage to the point where you're satisfied taking Harley out of there. It's basically something that depends a lot on the star ratings of your character. It depends a lot on your current situation and your current account. So best thing to do is just try to use Raven League of Anarchy and then Harley in that team and see if it's worth overall. Compare the damages yourself. Also, another situation is that a lot of people don't really have gears for Harley because her challenge was last time not really challenge, we had gears in the arena starting 2 years ago. And other than that, you can buy them only from the League of Anarchy gear chest, so a lot of people don't have gears for Harley, so there you go, that's a very good way to make use of your Harley that you have not yet used or built. But yeah, all that being said, thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, subscribe for more content like this, check out Devo, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!